Okay, I am now going to begin. So, our last party never returned going into the growing portal off the coast of Ecosindra. And then Ecosindra is down here, if you can see my ping. Our last party never returned after going to the growing portal off the coast of Ecosindra, but it was assumed by King Magnus Dragonsbane that they succeeded after the portal disappeared. Shortly after, monsters began to swarm the continent, mostly sweeping eastward. King Magnus stepped down to allow his son Jiraiya to ascend the throne in an effort to calm the now dwindling masses. Jiraiya fortifies the capital defenses to have it serve as a beacon of protection, but it is rumored he uses his new army mostly to further extend his reach over the rest of the realm. With adventurers in short supply all over, even monsters have begun to be accepted as champions of the people. And so we start here, on the isolated edges of northeastern Faerun, at the city of Bildoobaris.
Gotta make it
And
like a Donkey Kong Country kind of like map where we're all just bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum.
there's definitely, I guess you could say, game design inherent to the map layout. You can feel like almost a railroad of sorts that you might go through, just like over and around, down through the capital or something similar.
Yeah, I see that there's like the Great Dave between us and the capital right now. It's kind of cool.
The Great Dale, yeah. But basically, since there's a so going further, I'm going to address the rampaging swarm of creatures as just the horde, and it'll be referred to as that generally by people in game.
Okay.
But the horde, since it's been kind of moving northeastern from Ecosindra, it's made it so that the farther isolated you get from that hot spot, the more, not as tainted as it is from this kind of infection. So that's why Bildoobaris is one of the nice hubs, one of the hubs that are still around. Any of the cities you see around are either isolated or naturally fortified. Obviously, the capital is surrounded by water on three fronts, so it's pretty well maintained. But yeah, so unless anybody got any questions about the basic backstory, I'll begin Bildoobaris' cutscene.
Yes.
All good, everybody?
Yes.
Cutscene.
Okay. Only a few decades ago, Bildoobaris was not a city, but an event. For one 10-day every summer, close to 10,000 Nar gathered to drink, feast, and trade together. These scattered Nar tribes were once part of the great, although short-lived human empire of Narfell, who were barbarians known as some of the best horseback riders throughout the realm. Fiend-worshipping citizens of Narfell were all but annihilated, however, in a terrific war called the Great Conflagration, still many centuries past this point. Survivors of the war were left to eke out a new existence, tribes living more in harmony with the natural world of Faerun. And while they were free from the memory of the power-hungry ancestors from however long ago, even their descendants are still occasionally affected by the effects of the wicked pacts their people had made with the lower planes. So, now hundreds of years after the initial destruction of their nation, the descendants of the Nar survivors have permanently relocated to the Great Plains under the Ice Rim Mountains, where the Bildoobaris festival has continued to take place. Even more recently, Bildoobaris has become a hub for many in the Northeast, both for its inherent acceptance of outsiders and monsters, but also as serving as one of the last cities untouched by the Horde. So, just to summarize, monster-worshipping nation gets annihilated, surviving tribes hold a festival called Bildoobaris where they all celebrate together. Descendants have slowly gathered at that meeting spot and formed a permanent community, and they're accepting of outsiders and monsters. Cool.
Cool.
Oh yeah, this stupid card system. Well, we might do cards later, but let me get rid of these things. No,
horrible.
cards.
Evil.
We will have board games in game later. All right, believe me. There's whole casino maps I have. But no. So now we're actually going to jump in town. I just have to read the description for the tavern. So Bildoobaris' most notable landmark was its tavern. This wasn't due to the tavern's vital role as the commissioner of all monster adventures in the Northeast region, but also because of its appearance. After the Great Conflagration that demolished the nation of Narfell, the massive corpse of the demon wolf that the Nar once worshipped was repurposed as the banquet hall for the Bildoobaris festival, and this tavern was built around that very spot. The skull still remaining as the iconic cornerstone of all the Bildoobaris. This is the Patriarchal Wolf Skull Tavern.
Nice.
Nice.
I love it.
Very, very nice.
So this is actually supposed to be a. If you look a little bit closer, I edited this photo a lot, but if you look on the very top left, there's supposed to be like a Shire type
Yeah.
location. However, I edited out like a lot of the doors and stuff. But the proportions, I have a supplemental perspective shot. If I go to here,
Yes.
the bridges are actually closer to this size.
Okay.
So you can get a perspective on that. But
Yes.
that's just the perspective shot of the Wolf Tavern. And let's see here. I now have. Will now take us all inside. And read its description.
Somebody's dead floating down the river.
It's a day like any other at the tavern. Parties of people scattered all around the bar, either planning their next mission. Hold on, wait. Is everybody good? Can you see?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get rid of this guy.
It's a day like any other at the tavern. Parties of people scattered around the bar, either planning their next mission. That's what this party is up here.
Okay.
Or celebrating after one. Crooked shadows bleed in from the outside, warped by the teeth of the Skull Tavern. Garen, the barkeep, wipes away at empty mugs behind the counter, and his wife Eliza is making rounds at the tables with food and ale. Just behind Garen, however, is an empty quest board, all except for a single post. The paper is worn, and the bounty has no expiration date. It is the only job available at the tavern, and yet it remains unclaimed. Until a group of monsters, desperate for a job, wander in and take their chances. Roll initiative!
Okay.
Yeah, so this initiative can also be used for whenever our first combat is. We can use that as well. But initiative can also help decide trivial matters between players. So, like, for instance, whoever is the fastest to get to talk to the barkeep, you're fastest to react. Let's see.
Hey, credit.
Do we have? Oh, that's a big crit. Big critty. Who are we missing?
He flies in and smashes into the quest board.
Almost there. I had to suck
Yup.
my guy.
Had to suck my guy real quick.
Yep.
Oh,
As a reminder, you
damn.
can always have your character sheet open in another like window-ish thing.
That's crazy. We had a crit fail and a crit, just a nat crit as our very first rolls for the campaign. That's pretty crazy.
Indeed.
All right. So everyone will now enter the door in their turn order, and I'm going to read a short summary of their character that just summarizes their already, lengthy descriptions. So as I read each description, the associated player will prepare a response to a prompt given to them right before I start reading, and then present it right after. And this will be kind of fill out a Mad Lib backstory for how the party in general met before you had already gotten here. And so, since Jake rolled the highest initiative, he will go first. Jacob, are you ready?
Yes.
Your prompt to respond to after I read your description is, describe how you and Player 2, how you met Player 2, and why you decided to travel together.
Oh my
So-
god, it's so perfect, actually.
So since that's Ibex, of course, you just think up how you two would meet while I read this quick summary of your character.
Okay.
Tolmok the Minotaur was born gaunt with little renown, living off the fringe of Minotaur society for the most of his early life. Shunned by others for his meager stature and ebony fur, he took comfort in building with the assorted scraps and machina hauled in by the raiding tribes. In time, a chance encounter found Tolmok under the tutelage of a Kenku artificer. Let's have Tolmok enter through the door, so he'd be like, right? There you go. Taking to academia, like a rough iron blade to whetstone, Tolmok eventually learned that all avians possess a small magnetic crystal in their brains, a ferroelectric organ that allows them to sense the magnetic flows of the realm. This offhand fact planted a wicked seed in promising Tolmok's brain. Could such an energy be harnessed? An impulsive Tolmok began targeting Kenku and other villages for their piezoelectric crystals. Harnessing this energy essence is no easy task, requiring daring feats of agility simply to catch a Kenku, let alone defeat one. Still, he was adamant in his bloody pursuit, and before long had collected a sizable number of magnetic crests from the villagers. Soon, this came to include even his Kenku teacher. On the battlefield, Tolmok brandishes a master's head upon a staff, the Kenku's sharp crest acting as a glaive, but also as a conduit, channeling the energy of countless avian souls and releasing their violet-hued lightning across the battlefield. Few can survive such a barrage of horns and thunder, and those who do may still find themselves the victim of a well-placed snare or a sudden flurry of hummingbird darts. Although his versatile tool can act as support as well, there is still much to fear from the hunter of predators. Jacob, do you have your prompt prepared?
Yeah, I didn't type it out or anything. 'Cause...
No, you just say it. That's all good.
Yeah, so Ibex has a affinity for understanding the cause of his affliction, which is an entrapment of his astral form. And I think it would be pertinent to have had him seek out Tolmok, knowing that he was in possession of souls trapped in a crystal form, and how he released that energy.
Absolutely agree.
Yep.
It's too perfect.
So even Tolmok, he doesn't know all the mechanisms behind it, but they have very many shared interests.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, Ibex definitely would travel with somebody like Tolmok, who has a little bit of a homeostasis between a mystic tradition of even understanding the soul at all, and even having a way to augment that and manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the giant you're standing next to, he's the bouncer. Just so you know. All right. So Hunter, are you ready for your prompt?
Yes.
Explain the first dangerous job you and Player 1 completed together. So, you and Tolmok, of course. And I will now read your description. Ibex the Satyr was a wanderer without a home. Not that there ever was one for him in Faerun. This was not his land nor his people, and all that he knew were fading memories of a family and world far separated from this one. How long had it been since he began wandering? All that he knew was that he did not age, perhaps due to the ethereal presence he felt, ever watching over him from across multiple realms and planes. The gaze of his watcher was his only companion for a long time, and he sought to get rid of its ominous presence. Through countless futile struggles, Ibex finally began to understand that it was the presence itself that had trapped him across time and space, trapping his astral form. Ibex swore to break through the corporeal and astral realms that separated him and his captor, and have traveled across all the continents in search of ways to gain such power. With an unaging body and entrapped spirit, Ibex seeks to return to his family across time and space, while navigating a world trapped in prejudice and war. On the battlefield, Ibex is an archer like no other, summoning astral bow with exceptional magical qualities. His arrows are punishing to their prey, being both highly accurate and powerful, while sometimes slowing them down in process. Quick on his hooves, it's quite normal to find multiple arrows flying over your shoulder simultaneously. The artillery has arrived.
So, Ibex and Tolomak had met during his travels, and Ibex recognized that Tolomak was... Well, it took a little... this wasn't said just straight out, but he kind of began to recognize that Tolomak had been hunting avians. And Ibex had no real understanding of just how dangerous these avians were, so that when Tolomak and Ibex decided to hunt a small party of survivors in order to attain their did we have a name for these crystals?
Piezoelectric?
Yes. So whenever they were hunting a small party of them, of survivors, these cornered beasts really did put up quite a fight, and to a point where it actually shook Ibex, recognizing that Tolomak had done this to almost countless others, thus garnering him a new respect for Tolomak in that way.
So I recall you almost lost your hoof in that battle.
Yes.
Hello.
If it wasn't for Ibex's speed with the bow, charging avian could have taken off of his head.
Alright, so I think it's Tanner's the next in initiative, right?
Oh, yes.
So Tanner, you're ready for your prompt, correct?
Oh, yeah. All set.
So, Ibex and Tolomak found you during their first job. How did they help you, and how did you help them? And now I will read your description while you think of your answer. So, Biggest Dickus, also known as BD to his close friends, is a bugbear originally hailing from the Firesteer Mountains, just south of the capital. If you look at the map, it's totally accurate, and I love him for picking the real location. He led a solitary life living off the land until the Horde arrived, and the world around him changed. The nearby engineering town of Yashpek, also called the City of Chains due to its primary export, which it actually is, was called on by King Jiraiya to exponentially increase metal production for the defense efforts, by any means necessary. This led to a massive enslavement of many monstrous humanoids, which eventually included BD. Highly valuing his freedom, it was hard to keep the bugbear in check, forcing the guards of the mines to weigh him down with heavy chains. At the very least, this also led BD to his first true friends, a pair of Halthoff brothers, also enslaved for their wicked bloodlines. The expanded mining operation would not be without repercussions, however, and a guardian of the mountain was awoken. Exiting the mines one day, BD had found the entire camp wrapped in flames, all except the slaves in their cells. A dragon soared high above and into the horizon, and BD looked with awe at his magic liberator, swearing to the dragon god Bahamut from that point on. On the battlefield, BD is a destructive protector who wields the very chains that used to bind him. He has a massive reach of 15 feet with his versatile ball and chain weapon, and with the skill required to nearly always hit his target. Beware the bugbear. So Tanner, what happened?
I want to say that what had occurred is shortly after he was freed and entered a town, just destruction
Typically like
followed, in a sense of just, he entered a tavern, started demanding work, and I feel like as Ibex and Pultamak looked on, they were just at awe at how something so strong could also just be like so dumb and just not understand anything. And so as he started requesting food, they kind of took him under their wing and said, "You gotta earn it," and helped him just go forage for berries, just to help the local apothecary. So it helped him just learn that people can be people, but also, you gotta actually work for shit.
That's nice. It's calming. It's not filled with bloodshed.
Yeah, it's like Android 16.
Yes.
I have
Don't
learned
lose
to
your head
love
over there.
the beings on this planet.
I give old lady berries, not head smacks.
Alright. So, oh God. I'm just moving everybody a little bit away from the door like you're kind of walking down the line or whatever. You guys will actually eventually end up on these seats, but I'm just imagining you like heading in one after the other, and like these are like descriptions as you like slow mo, walking past the camera or whatever.
Like
So,
Borderlands intros.
It's absolutely the Borderlands intro, just not filled with getting blapped by buses and shit.
Yeah.
So next is Tyree.
Mariah.
This ain't no place for no heroes.
Yeah, no, sorry, I got confused because I'm looking at your icon in the chat. It's your old icon.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
That's
forget
okay.
how to-
So like at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that. Mariah.
How do I fix the picture? I don't remember.
No, we'll figure it out later. Okay, this isn't super relevant. Super
So I
solid.
confused you.
Oh god, it did confuse me, but okay. So Mariah, your prompt is Reese and yourself were part of a caravan migrating north after the horde emerged, and the caravan was attacked by a large creature. What was it, and how did you stop it? And I will now read your description. Mariah was born from the union of a human mother and a changeling father, but quickly found herself alone after her mother died, as her father had already abandoned them from before birth. She was taken in by her mother's sister and her husband, and lived with them for a time, along with her daughter. That is, until Mariah's cousin died from the same sickness that had taken her mother. Unable to handle their grief, Mariah's aunt forced her to take the form of her daughter, using her changeling powers. She wouldn't allow Mariah to change back, all the while harassing and beating her more. Mariah's only solace was found in the arts, drawing beautiful faces while changing into the form she drew, envious of them. Her aunt eventually found Mariah while she was shaped as someone else, and she snapped. She ripped up Mariah's notebook, and the two entered a struggle that ended with Mariah's aunt motionless on the floor, with a bloody knife gripped in Mariah's hand. Mariah abandoned her home and left, never looking back. Eventually, she found herself at an isolated tavern during a rainstorm, and inside she heard the most beautiful sound. At the center of a sea of entranced patrons was a singing minstrel, her looks as angelic as her music. Mariah showed her some of her remaining drawings, convincing her to allow a portrait to be taken. They went into a back room, and a little while later, only the singer came out and announced they were heading on tour. Mariah's curse had now turned into her blessing, and she simply had to show everyone. On the battlefield, Mariah is a siren at the center of the storm. Whether confusing foes or aiding allies, she is the star of the party, or at least she likes to think so. Be wary, her spotlight may attract unwanted attention from foes, and her fair form is vulnerable to many attacks. Keep her happy, and she'll keep you healthy. Just try not to lose her in a crowd.
It's so cute, Evan.
It's cute. Tyree, what
All right.
happened with the caravan?
I would say we were probably going through a forest and we were attacked by an owlbear.
Not a bugbear.
Not a bugbear, an owlbear.
Exactly.
I would say for the most part, most of the people we were traveling with were defenseless. We didn't want to we didn't want to attract more attention to ourselves. So it's like we went with people who just were like traveling around with no.
How'd you stop the bugbear? You just beat it up? Nothing special at the end?
No, I mean, I didn't do most of the work. I mostly, yeah, it was a little bit too much work, so Reese was the one that took it down, and because I'm not, obviously you already pointed out, I'm not
Squishy girl.
for mostly the sports. I pretty much just made it easier for Reese to kill the owl.
Just singing to a monk while monk's beating on a bear. Boom! Boom! Alright, good. And now, finally, we have Rico, where, so Keith, are you ready for your prompt?
Yeah. Hey.
You and Tyree met the other three members of the party as you all saved a small settlement, and then the 5 of you were looked upon as heroes for the first time. What happened in the settlement? And I will now read your short description. RS-001, aka Reese, may at first appear like a normal human under his tattered cloak, but a second glance may reveal polished reflections from underneath his robe. Where exactly the cyborg had come from, not even Reese knows. Awaking from a decades-long comatose state, even his name was nothing but a moniker he chose himself. What very little he did remember lay deep within his AI, lost memories of ancient monks that sought perfection. These monks were known to have prophesied the coming of an age of monsters and began experimenting with mechanical bodies to pursue a perfect body and mind. Reese was the first of these experiments, although a failure in his assembly caused him to be discarded under mysterious circumstances. Although ostracized for his body made of steel, his heart still bleeds red, and Reese often prioritizes others' needs first. With little more than shattered memories as his time as a monk, Reese travels as a vagabond, searching for any clues that may help him learn of his true nature and origin. On the battlefield, Reese is a dexterous jackhammer, flying through the battlefield to release unrelenting blows. Many of his attacks include unique movements. Whether jumping like a crane or sliding like a snake, all of his attacks are followed up with additional strikes. And don't worry, Reese is at his strongest when he's completely surrounded. Keith, what happened?
Reese and Mariah arrived at the settlement and noticed that part of the horde reached the settlement, or maybe the horde caught up to the caravan. And what had happened was the original party of 3, the Ibex, Biggest Dickus, and Ultimok Group 1 were surrounded.
Ultimok.
Is it Tomok? Tomok? Is it just Tolomok? My bad, yeah. Okay.
LOL.
Cool. LOL. Anyway, so they were surrounded and fighting, and they heard a beautiful sound coming from Mariah's instrument of choice. And next thing I know, a flying cyborg swooped in and just took out like 10 of the horde. And everyone's with a rallying cry.
Man.
With a rallying cry, the party dumped on the rest of the horde. And the remaining villagers were like, "You guys are heroes." And that's about all I got.
As a group, what do you want the big bad of that encounter to have been?
A big stinky horde. Man.
Big man. Wow.
Well, it's only something enough that it could threaten a town. It's not like sieging a city.
2 owl bears.
Small village.
A fiend. I want it to be a fiend.
I don't know enough about the horde to say anything about it, but I thought
They can be anything.
I don't know, it's just like a group of monsters.
From all over.
We'll say it was goblins. And then Krenko was the boss.
No.
Yeah, with a fiend.
I want it to be a fiend.
A fiend and goblins.
It means a lot to
yeah,
a fiend.
A demon
This
goblin.
is my prom? Alright, cool.
I will say in that
because that was like more of a extended thing, but yeah. What are you
I'll
gonna
say in that moment it was when Mariah was like, maybe I should be a hero. Because
Yes.
that
ties in perfectly.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we're all sorted through that and we all know how we fucking met and shit, we are pretty much good to go. I just have to I have to read this really short shit. The 5 of you enter the tavern, looking a bit worse for wear. Your last job was a failure, with what was supposed to be an easy escort of supplies through the Rawlinswood. Whether the horde itself or the aggravated monsters they forced to relocate, that was the expected resistance. But the party hadn't anticipated the heavily organized goblin force that swooped in immediately after the battle, and you were forced to abandon the wagons, only barely saving the client. While not beggars, the party were getting close to the end of their ropes, in a world where the flames were always rising higher. Objective: get a job. Now you guys are free. You're free.
Hello, Mr. Man.
Hey, fuck off, bro.
Why is there no workshop in Build-A-Bear?
Some notable things is the group up here are sculpting in the shadows. He's talking about some suspicious shit. In reality, I'm going to tell you that this is mostly for flavor, and you have to accept the bounty on the board. But you can obviously interact with the patrons as you please. You know, there's a Tabaxi minstrel up in the top left. Baron and his wife are natural-born Nars, so they're from the original Bildoobaris, their bloodline. And funnily enough, Eliza's father is in the kitchen. He's been afflicted by some of the demon pact effects that have been afflicted through the Nar for generations. So he's just sitting in there, and if you ask about him, he's like, "You talking about me?" He throws an axe through the door, and he's Anyways,
Is that the only job you have left? I'm talking to the dude, this guy, yes.
Oh, Garen, what'd you say?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the job. Alright, of course. That's been there for weeks. Multiple bills have flown past, and that one's remained. It even has a reoccurring expiration date. So if it is accepted, it just keeps coming back. Must be something really impressive that they need to get done pronto. And then
How much does it say how much they pay?
right, I was going to read what the actual paper says right now. Well, it's written in very crude handwriting. It's in a very short amount of words. Wanted, item retrieval. Danger level, fatal. Reward, 2,500 gold. And if you ask Garen about who posted the bill, he tells you that it was 2 up-and-coming monster hunters that posted that bill. They stop by often enough. They're a bit rough around the edges, but they seem like genuine folk that have genuinely helped the community. And one wields a large axe, and the other 2 swords.
Why hasn't anyone accepted this?
He tells you that there actually was a previous party that has accepted it, although they never came back to claim the reward.
Oh, but if this is the only job you got, what do you guys think?
We can't even beat goblins. Why does this have to be it?
I don't... Were you even there? Where the fuck were you? I swear to God, you just shapeshifted into one of the enemy and just hid amongst them. I didn't see you participating at all.
What did you want me to do?
I don't know. What can you do?
Survive. Self-preservation is the main thing that's got me this far.
I wanna walk up to Maria and daintily grab one of your hands and ball it into a fist and say, "Use that next time."
Do you want to see? I'm gonna be like, this is. You want me to use it? This is how effective this would be, and I'm gonna throw a fist at Biggest Dingus, Big B.
I appreciate that as a nickname that you give him.
If you're just swinging a fist, just
Yeah.
roll a d20 and add your strength mod, since we don't have a punch ability set up.
Look, when it comes to BD, we know what he can do. It's very simple to place ourselves around him in the most effective way. But with you, it's a little more difficult. It seems that as soon as danger arrives, you skitter on out.
The 6.
Well, that goes against his AC, and I don't think Tanner's AC is 6, so
You just
Tanner,
feel
you
daintily
decide how the punch fails against you.
So as it hits into my scale armor and I don't feel anything, I just scruff your head like a father does their son and say, "She keeps me healed up as least. That's the least that she can do."
Hey!
So
Where are you going?
Tomac leads the tavern, and obviously since
Motherfucker.
he's a fan of bones, so every time they stop by the tavern, he can't help but wander around and enjoy the ancient demon wolf bones. Like, come on, you ain't gonna be checking those out too? I'd take my smoke. You find multiple cigar butts around the corner, around the corner of the tavern. Yeah, there's not much to really note. We will obviously do more activities in the tavern, but this is really just finding, getting used to it, seeing the layout, taking a board, and then we're gonna go try to start the bounty if you guys want to.
Hold on, we haven't. Can't we roleplay for a little while?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you guys the lowdown. That's.
Come on, man. I had a bad job. I need some time to unwind.
No. So that's a perfect time. Garen, overhearing your qualms of how terrible your job was, he makes sure to add that the posting of the bill includes a free meal provided by the bill posters. So this is the menu.
Yes.
Take it by. What are you guys hungry for? It's free. Take the bill, huh?
So, without hesitation, immediately, I slam both hands on the table. We get free food if we take the job?
Whoa! BD!
As you just tackle the guy.
Look, okay, free food? Sure, I understand, but can you think about what we'll have to do?
What do we have to think about? There's literally nothing else on that board.
I mean, we could just, I really don't think we're cut out to be fucking adventurers. It's starting to feel that way. I mean, I think that this guy over here is cut out to be an adventurer. I mean, look at him. He's just seeking everywhere. I think that this guy is built for adventure. I'm starting to think that perhaps, maybe this group over here, we're meant, just to get an accordion and have a little troupe of dancing, singing gremlins. BD can shake his chains, I can play my bow like a harp or something, and you can sing. It's a good life.
I accidentally built a theremin in an attempt to make a synthesizer.
Anyways, sir, we're taking the job.
Cool, what do you guys want to eat?
You got lobster?
Read the fucking menu, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have
Right below you.
Okay, well, what's the closest thing? I will take, oh no. I will take a steak sandwich.
As you guys are ordering, the sun continues to go down, and it turns to nighttime.
I will say I will take all of the steak sandwiches. Is it free meal or is it like free food or is it just one free meal?
One of
If
each.
you eat all of it, you have to pay for it.
You can have at max one of everything.
I will take one of everything.
Hey, you two. Come eat.
Come on over, everybody. Howdy,
God.
dog. What
Can
can I get you?
Is this the best they have for talent? And I'm going to be looking over at the person over there playing music.
That's why I put them there, purely so you can judge.
I'm gonna grab this table and forcefully just shove this person out of the way without saying anything to them.
That lone adventurer, leave him alone.
Nah, I'm taking the table.
This
We're
big table.
taking this table. Go eat somewhere else.
How rude! She goes over. May I join you?
It's perfect.
He
Look.
stares gently.
Oh God.
So when are the monster hunters coming here, or do we have to go see them?
So if you've accepted the bill, you also get free stay and for the night. The job entails you heading over eastern to close to the waterfront. I'll show you on the world map, but it's a small distance away, and so you must prepare overnight before heading out in the morning.
You know, Tillamook, there's more to life than just communicating telepathically in the abstract realms. We have voices for a reason. I wish you could loosen up a little
keeps
bit.
Talking, so I don't really. I have spoken it multiple times, but my deep tenor a little hard to come across.
I feel you, man, but you really gotta just claim your presence. Is there even anything left of you in there, Tillamook? Or is it just
I
all...
have more to claim than such feeble ideas.
Ah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, guys!
Where's Reese?
He's sleeping. He's sleeping on a fire.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna presume to know. I don't understand him.
Eliza brings over your drinks and gives them over to you, Tide. Do you drink them all?
I ordered one of everything, right?
Yeah. It's just if you drink all 3 of those, I'm gonna make you do a Constitution check.
Hey, Evan.
What's up?
I got myself stuck. I can't rotate my character.
I know the feeling.
If you can't rotate your character, hold down the E key and rotate your mouse wheel.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Evans,
Thank
quick
you.
tip.
look at me go.
Does anyone else want these? Because if not, I will drink all 3.
Oh yeah?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you just gonna...
Do it then.
All right, well, let's throw him down then. Bum ba bum ba 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 bum ba bum ba bum ba 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 bum.
That's funny.
He's sleeping because he got a 1.
Aww.
Oh,
I'm gonna go try to wake him up because I know that he can't get up from sleeping.
Hey, buddy, come on, get some food in your belly.
Yeah, come on, Reese. I understand you're tired, but live a little. We gotta get back to work. Come on over and have some food and grog.
Tunes into the success stories of the brigands.
Yes, that's exactly what it would do.
you know, sometimes I feel like Crest was part of a different.
That's excellent.
Bread.
Hey, can we get a round of motor oil over here?
Bread.
Time to start really drinking.
I'll be right back, honey. Oh
Even
god,
though
I got to sorry. Fuck.
Tillamook inquires if the brigands have any goods for trade.
The
Are they
dwarven tells
tieflings
you...
Are they thieflings or tieflings?
Tieflings. What did I write? Oh, thiefling.
Tieflings.
No, now they're tieflings. They're the well-known tiefling party. They've been celebrating throughout the day for their latest heist that went without a hitch. At your inquiry, the dwarven leader of the troop tells you that perhaps another time, comrade, maybe we'll see you around. They don't have the goods on them at the moment.
Vex notices Tillamook over at the table. Look at him. Still going at it. This man never rests.
Godspeed, friends.
Narrator, what do I see?
Nah, everything's chill. It's just another lazy night at the tavern. Some people have shuffled off. The stone giant bodyguard is starting to doze off himself.
No! He got affected. You saw him get the status effect.
God, this tavern blows.
Ibex senses some conversation happening in a room behind him and rolls a stealth check in order to listen in and
Go
eavesdrop.
for it. Go for it.
Reese wants to peek in on the cook.
Yeah, you can look over the encounter, and you see him slaving away. There's the door is open. It's not even like it's a crazy thing. The only thing I will note here is if I take away the menu, is this back room here is the reserved dwellings for Garen and Eliza, and in the back room there's some money, but you guys don't know that shit. And if you break into his room the first night at the tavern, I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
I did try to inspect the mechanism on the door, but not break through it.
Okay. I'm very happy you guys are interacting both verbally and with text. It's just hard to keep up with all of it, that's all.
I understand.
Yeah, any other things you guys want to do for tonight before heading off to bed?
I feel the warmth of the fire like a great flame-thronging brood.
I mean, Reese just woke up.
We are cuddling.
He's just
Go up
he's
behind him
just
and
chilling.
karate chop his off switch.
I go up to him. I'm like, I challenge you to a music battle.
Oh my god.
He plays the song from SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs.
Oh yeah.
The heck would that roll be like a
Yeah, I'm
which-
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, do they have a music roll? Like,
Oh god, my browser
playing
broke.
instrument.
Nice.
No.
Nice.
We're free! I'm out of here!
Escape.
I am testing multiple. This is also benchmark tests you don't even know about. Like, see all the people on screen? These are benchmark tests.
See if we interact with everyone.
And the actual dungeon that you guys will be doing, you'll be starting it, this session, but then finishing it next one. So this is like a two-parter for our first thing. But those ones are like big maps, so that's my big map benchmark.
I also want to give you props for having the moon shine through the teeth, so we can see it on the floor, like the shadows. That is big.
I did a lot of editing for a lot of stuff. It's
Apparently.
easier for me to tell you what I didn't edit. Like I'll be like, this photo I didn't edit that one.
Did you add this dragon up here in this little ramp?
No, all the interior stuff I also just did like this map specifically. If we go back to the map setting, hold on, let me switch
guys, I
back
think
to
he's lying to us.
Hey, this guy's a fucking liar.
This fucking liar.
No. So if we go back to daytime real quick, it wasn't as green. It was pretty barren ground, and it didn't match the previous perspective shot. So that's like stuff that I do is like add green, balance the shadows. There's drop shadows on the tooths as well and stuff like that.
Drop shows outside? Playing
Drop
disc
show?
golf?
Very nice, very nice. But what do I roll to battle?
I don't know. I guess a charisma check.
Dance battle? I did Streetwise.
Streetwise.
Oh, streetwise is how you do a dance battle.
Shit.
It's different.
That was nice.
Hold
I
on.
wish
Let
it
me
was
do.
a skill. I wish it was a skill check.
I mean,
Skills are better.
you can convince me one. I'm not looking at the skill.
Intimidation.
What the
Let me
dog
roll.
doing?
Dog.
I'm asking about BD.
Oh shit! What the dog do? Don't
What
call
the dog
BD a
doing?
But
doing?
no.
What's my dog doing?
Why do they have to try to
You
sing
know where
every
your
time?
dog is right now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So
How
Both
the
of you-
dog doing?
both of you start playing your instruments. You're using what was it? A guitar? Did you say you want to do it? Yeah. So you start strumming on your guitar and his lute, and surprisingly, both of you are doing rather miserably. How by the end of it, it seems that the Tabaxi bard hurt everybody's ears less. Both of you seem
That was a battle to see who would do it
resolved
worse, and
not
I won.
talk about it, and neither of you really care to boast further.
You retire to your chambers awkwardly.
All that beauty, but no refinement.
The woman traveler had already left at this point, late into the day, as well as the party that had been planning their next mission.
So he just told us that we didn't get the bitches. He said straight out.
Damn, they have instant transmission.
Tanner was the one who kicked her from the table.
Where do we stay?
Yes.
So there's an actual this map specifically doesn't have room for a tavern because it's supposed to be the eating hall for the Bildoobaris festival, or originally was at least. So the tavern is actually not an inn. So there is accommodations, however, they're separate. We will not be seeing them at this time. I have not prepared a true proper inn. You can just imagine there's beds. I don't care. But one thing to note, we go back to this real quick, is I didn't mention the boathouse, which is since there's a lot of rivers and streams in the nearby area, many adventurers will take these waterways down into the Bildoobaris Valley, where there's of course the boathouse that everybody lugs up their canoes, head on inside for the day. Kind of like a little water park almost.
If we ever use the boathouse to travel, can you make it look like the RuneScape boat map?
It's not a bad idea.
Nice.
All right, so we've got, and now we do have 30 minutes left, and we did start 30 minutes late, so I don't know how we want to do it, but we have 30 minutes left just to hopefully try to get this first dungeon started. So I think we had a nice little bit amount of time in the tavern, though, right? We'll be back.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're good now. We had our introduction.
Yes. I was very happy. I did want there to be, at least some hubbub and hoop hap.
I just don't want to leave too soon.
We'll be back. You'll be back. You'll hate this map eventually.
All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow whenever we start this, whatever the fuck we started, like we always do.
So you head out the door into the tavern down the road, and you head towards the inn and find your lodgings where you go to sleep for the night. And then go to the world map.
Oh yes.
Everyone wonders why they're traveling with a Minotaur.
So obviously we're focused up on the northern edge. I'm gonna move you a little bit over. Everybody just move a little over, please. Thank you very much.
No.
So we're starting at Bildoobaris, and the route they tell you to take is down around Sunrise Mountains, and it's where the mountains end and the Great Sea begins, where the supposed location of the contract is, which is a dilapidated wizard's tower right up against the waterfront. So is everybody ready to head on out? There might be traveling, random encounters, but as for this one, it's such a short distance and it's in one of the safest areas. So you're just taking one of the common trading routes down towards the eastern Shar continent. But so you guys head down, and it is down there that we. Hold on, let me make sure it's ready, because I don't think I have hunters or hunters.
We've been traveling for like how long?
So that route would probably take you about half of a day. So once you're reaching the location, it is about to be sundown. It's getting close to it. There's a golden glow around the beach. Let's see here. Blah blah blah. Let me just drag over hunter's token. That's good. Okay. Let me drag you guys over. So this. Wait.
Nothing
we're good.
For me.
It's just that there's so many things on this map that I'm like, I've hidden, and I'm making sure everything's hidden properly. And anyways, here is the tower.
Oh yes.
The tower.
So you guys find yourself right across from the tower. There's this stream that's connected right across the bank, and something to notice as you're pulling up on the location is you see across from the waterways, blah blah blah. Bam. A
Oh my
small
goodness.
woodland Kodama spirit seems to be beckoning at you from across the stream. And so he heads down right across the shore and he starts waving at you, almost as if like he knows why you're here. And he next beckons towards the water itself and he shows you he takes a few small steps in and then lifts his little nubby legs. He walks over, he goes and then he steps in it and he lifts up his feet and you can see that it's a heavily thick sand, almost ooze-like in texture. And so he's warning you that the waterbed is extremely mucky and you could potentially drown if you're not careful crossing the water. And then
Okay.
he jumps up and down trying to get your attention. He's doing the follow me.
Well, I guess we should still follow Tulamok's lead on this one.
Oh,
Dude, he's so
bound
acrobatic.
across the fucking river.
Wow!
Ninja runs.
Without saying a word, Reese.
With your help, because the sun
Reese has
is
successfully
scattered
crossed
on
the river.
since the sun is
Reese
scattered on
can
the
indeed do
river. Reese, you can help me figure out where the sandbars are because the sun isn't in your eyes from over there.
Nice.
With
Yeah,
fear
you-
that Reese will think. He takes a tiny little steppy step.
Investigate and try to locate a sandbar to cross on.
Ibex immediately jump. Something I'm going to be clear about going forward is if you make a roll and you even like slightly designate what it could be for, there is no wait. Let me do something else. Okay. So in this case, Ibex just tried to jump, and a 14 will succeed. So he makes it just across and gets his foot, one of his back hooves stuck right at the barrier. So he
Evan, should I do a perception check, a nature check, or what do you think?
to read the sandbars.
Yeah.
So the
Insight?
water is rather clear. So it would be more nature based because it's a very deceptive sandy toll. It doesn't seem like it would trap you so easily.
Reese lifts his shoulders.
What did Jake get?
Oh.
It's 23.
It looks fine to me. And
water.
the way we do, something to clarify about how we'll do checks is that in this case, Reese now believes like he's gained all that he can from this information. So it's not like you can just keep rolling at stuff, but other people can attempt it in case they want to I don't believe you, and then somebody with a much better roll, like for say Hunter, tries and he corrects Reese on it with his different take.
Yeah.
But you believe your own rules, so to speak. That's all. All right, Ed, how's everybody else getting across? Wow. Let's get
Tulamok,
happy.
will you allow me to be on
Of course. Just as soon as my perception roll. Absolutely anything.
Perception? Oh, the 23. Like I said before, there's not much you can glean just from looking at it, but you do notice that there are parts that aren't just straight sand or mud, and you can tell that there's actually hardened rock within two spots right under the water, but it's hidden within the murky qualities.
Side question: can BD just reach his arms across? Is his arms that big?
But his arms aren't that big. His reach would be
I can
5
get to
feet,
here.
10 feet, 15 feet.
All right, I'm running for it.
BD, throw us your chains and we'll pull you if you get stuck.
Can I goring charge with someone on my shoulders?
You'd have to make a check to see if you can carry them, and then you could attempt it. But anyways, biggest fucking bounds over.
Yeah, he just walks through it.
And go
Like
inside.
it's just
Yeah,
air.
No. Get back down there. Get way down here. Goring charge wouldn't really be helpful in this situation because that's you still just like heavily pounding your feet throughout.
All right, I'll
so-
jump and drown like everyone else.
No,
Oh no.
you're.
Speedy could throw
you aren't-
Tolemach.
What he's not taking into account is that he noticed that there's those hardened spots, of rock in the sediment. Oh, it's not how the water's running anyways, it's south. So
Man, he's
all that
gone.
happens is he lands on one of the hardened rock sediments, and he's basically just standing on a rock in the water. And so you have to make another roll now that you're on that spot. You got a small bonus to your acrobatics, which pushed you over the DC to get on the first rock, as opposed to completely bounding over. And what's Ty doing? Ty, how'd you get on the rock? You didn't roll shit.
Oh wait, yeah, he didn't even tell me he put me on the shore yet. I did ask, and he did say I could go on his shoulder.
And I said he'd have to roll to see if you carry him, but then he rolled. So
I'm sorry, man. I can reach
so
my
that-
stuff out, but
that when you want to do something, try to announce what you're doing, wait for me to say cool, and then you can roll for it. Not roll and then tell me what it was for. That's all.
I just thought he is a minotaur, so he didn't need. I could change shift into a petite little,
A backpack. There was a story about a druid who died in the portal that did that.
Oh my goodness.
I guess I'll also.
He said he assumed the form of a sock sometimes.
Well, see, the funny thing is it was such a pathetic jump that you only make it like 2 feet offshore. So in this sense, it's a critical failure, but you didn't. It was your jump was so bad that you only made it a couple feet off, but you're still firmly stuck and need help getting unstuck.
Oh no, she's shape-shifting into the water.
So you'd be right here.
Please.
Okay, so hold on. You want to maybe help her up with a quick strength check?
I do have a pole arm.
I'll give you a +2 advantage then, since you can reach properly and turn her out. So, oh, fucking Jesus.
We both fall in a romantic splashing endeavor.
Oh goodness.
Let's go.
I don't know if you'd get pulled in per se. It's more like you just fail to unstick them. Yeah, if it was a nat 1, you get pulled in.
Okay.
So that's the type of thing you could just retry, and it's like the only hindrance is if you're trying to do something like in the middle of a fight. So you can just keep going.
Oh.
Or somebody with +10 athletics can bound back over, lift them out.
I heave them across the river, bounding onto the shore.
And they're free.
Yeah. Chuckster out here.
They're over there fucking struggling in the water. I'm just picking Tanner's nose.
What the fuck? Keep it in role play.
Sorry, I gotta grab Kodama Spirit. I have to figure out how to not the shit when you're
I've been
like all
shifted into the water.
Blood sacrifice.
All right. So Jake, just make another quick athletics check to get across the last bit.
Oh, yeah. Say athletics or
Reese
acrobatics?
reaches out his hand.
Athletics.
My hand. Take it.
All right, cool.
Boing.
Wahoo! The Kodama is happy to see that you all made it across, and you jump around a little bit. And then he he goes over and he opens the door and holds it for you, but he doesn't seem like he's going to be following you inside. And let me see. Let me do one of these. Pop, pop, boop, pop, beep, pop.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Head on inside.
Oh my god.
I would
You
like to
gonna
roll a
stand
perception check.
Stand in the doorway, or you're gonna let it?
Yes, I'm going to stand in the doorway while I do a perception check.
It's a
It seems prudent.
good rule to have.
Yes.
Keep up.
I noticed just the room.
You notice the
Pretty
room. It
room
doesn't
light.
seem ominous or give off any strange feeling. One thing I will notice about I will tell you, inform you about the tower, is that it is not as well kept as this art will have you believe. So it's more dilapidated. You're not going to find this big, massive suit of armor that you can haul off. So don't try to like rip it apart. It's mostly a dilapidated tower, but I will include some general things that you can pick up. But on this floor, it's mostly just broken wood and
I love those PUBG rooms.
yeah, right.
Nothing's interactable. Inspect chest.
There's no chest. It's all broken wood. I'll tell you when there's something interesting. Going up
Go
a floor.
upstairs. Yeah, I was gonna be like, I'm going upstairs.
Oh shit!
Going
The
up a
chest is
floor.
gone.
You see at least a few remnants of the previous occupants. You find some assorted unbroken beakers and glass. If you'd like that, anybody, I'm sure.
I want one.
There's enough for everybody, but just one. Just one beaker per person.
I need a beaker. Give
And then on the
deposit.
table here is actually
History
just
check
for what?
on Beaker. Beaker, I
Beaker.
want to check the Beaker.
Sure.
I'm looking for residue. What do you want? History? Is that fine?
History's fine. It'll tell you
History.
historical relevant information, of
Or
course.
insight, or maybe insight.
No,
I just
insight.
want to know.
Insight is people based. Telling people if
Is
you're
it
lying.
perception then? If I want to see what's in the beaker, if there's residues,
Perception's the big visual one. Yeah.
I want to sniff it.
So you can do a perception check, but there's not much to be gleaned from them. They're old and discarded. Besides them being perfectly intact, there's nothing noticeable.
Understand.
On the table here, the only thing noticeable in the room besides the beakers is on the table there's a note left by the there's a note left by what you believe to be your quest givers. It's written in the same hand style and it says all it says is to the top, and that's the letter.
Up to the top.
Up to the top.
All right, going up another floor, you find rotten beds, damp
fuck.
and disgusting. There's the cathedrals. You can really see where the cathedral's broken. Some of the windows is crumbled and clattered bricks scattered around. Although the only thing really of notice is there is a small backpack in the far corner, but there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. Just a fucking backpack. I don't know.
Take the backpack.
Take it.
If you want the backpack, roll d20 now.
Don't take the backpack.
It's just like when there's just one random thing and everybody wants it.
Failed.
I don't get it.
Slipped right out of my fingers. This backpack is actually disconnected from me.
Does anyone else want it? No?
I'll take it.
No?
Take the backpack.
These ones.
Empty backpack. Empty backpack. Empty backpack.
On the
Alright,
backpack loaded up with things and knickknacks too.
I mean, a lot of you already have the adventuring kit, which is a backpack. This is just an additional, sack of sorts.
Be a
Nothing.
bag of holding.
Baby, probably not. 1 second, I was trying to go before. Whip. Setting up again.
Backpack? What happened to backpack?
What you got it?
I'm giving it to Hunter. Here you go. You got
Thank
it.
you so
Yeah.
much.
Seeing Ibex fall on his face running towards the bag, I couldn't help myself. Give it to him.
Oh, bleeding heart over here. Yeah. So the on this floor, you notice an abandoned study. All the books are mostly worn down. Some of them do reference old writings of the Narfell about the rise of a new being called the Warforged.
Ooh. Hmm.
They're really more just old, out-of-date historical texts. Any of you with above History 10 would tell you that the Narfell were very hateful of the mechanical nature that other nations were going for. And so they had a very biased opinion about the emergence of an automaton race, which is the Battle Force.
So they had a butler and jihad, basically.
Of a sorts, they were like, "Ew, you guys keep your robots. I like making pacts with demons."
Reese would like to study to learn of more of the Warforged.
Not many of the books are in surviving nature, but what is available is just basically outdated opinions of what the previous unsoiled Nar nation believed in and their old record keeping. So these are centuries outdated almost. But if you're
Reese
looking for
feels
something
somewhat
specific, I might be
familiar.
able to give you their opinion on something.
These texts are somewhat familiar to me.
I want to look for books about Isochondria. Is there any?
Ecosindra?
Yeah, Ecosindra.
Ecosindra, before it's obviously the books that you find on Ecosindra, they don't provide anything about the portal per se, as that was a extremely recent occurrence. Ecosindra itself is just a tropical colony of islands located off the main continent. It's known for a very pleasant weather climate, and overall is known as one of the most popular tourist locations in the continent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
up to the top.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
no,
I
we're all
keep
done.
clicking it again. You all fall down.
Doors keep repeating.
We just fell through the floor.
Ah!
That's not it either.
Ah!
99.
Where
This is
am
it.
I?
When's the next one? It's the next one. Okay. All right. You're at the top. Bup, 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 bup. And at the top.
Oh no.
Step out of the circle. Get the fuck out of the circle. No. At the top, you notice a small chalk engram imprinted on the ground, and another note that says, "Step inside when you're ready." And you can tell that it's not an activated magic circle by any means, and anybody with an arcana above 12 can notice that it's simply a enchantment to recognize if there's a being inside the circle.
Well, guys, I'm ready.
So, as any of you step inside the circle, nothing really happens. The chalk just glows a little bit dimly as it fills the room and off the top of the tower itself. but you do notice that there's there's something happening outside. And let me just do something here. A portal appears from outside of the tower. Let me do this. We are now entering cutscene mode.
Whoa.
So, a portal appears from outside of the tower, and it's a triangular angelic appearance. As it comes apart, it comes together in 3 different lines intersecting in the center, and through the portals steps 2 characters. Supposedly the monster hunters that had given you the job in the first place.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It's like Geralt of Rivia.
Is that Kratos?
This is so fucking good.
And both of these icons, both of these tokens, real quick, I edited personally, but it was like Kratos. He just had like basic normal skin, and I was like, that person was going for a Kratos thing though, and so I made him more white and like emboldened the colors. And then Geralt, if I make him a little bit bigger, you can see I gave him actual cat's eyes, and then I gave him the Witcher icon really small in the middle of his chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's
Nice.
big, bro.
He's so
Big
big.
girl.
Big.
He's like phasing in and out of reality. Hello.
In Witcher 4, Geralt grows 3 times in size.
So you guys are still in the tower. You guys can't technically.
Okay.
You guys do hear their voice as they call up to you, and they're like, "You ready to start?" And then they throw up a big sack all the way. Kratos himself hurls it all the way through to the top floor, and one of you catches it. I'm not figuring out who. And you open it up, and inside is 2 pyramids. One glows, and the other one seems to be completely docile. And you suddenly notice that the glowing one irradiates more light as you hear a voice emerge from it, and then you hear Geralt's voice come forward. Can you hear me? Anyone there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you guys here for the job?
Yes. Are you the ones who gave the job?
Yeah, yes, there was a party that came around last time, but they didn't make it through. Maybe they still might be alive, but we can't be sure. Are you guys ready to start this?
What are we starting?
I have fear.
Portal does disappear at this point, but as you guys are talking, the Kodama has started skipping across the water, and he has now taken perch over on this rock here, and he's looking over towards Kratos and Geralt with an expectant gaze, like he's waiting for a signal. And so, yeah, those 2 asked you if you're ready, but you also start feeling slight tremors in the ground.
Hey, what's going on here?
You guys aren't supposed to be on the roof, but like, I just wanted to show the roofer.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay. So basically, they just asked you, "You good to go? Are you guys good to go to get it started?"
We're ready.
Ready,
all right.
steady.
You call down to them, and then they tell you, "You can just talk through the stone, fucking dumbass." The other non-glowing pyramid, its use will be revealed in time, but just know that one's basically just a communicator. And so Geralt turns to the Kodama over to the shoreline, and he nods, and
the Kodama hops over to the very farthest edge, and he opens his mouth, but you don't hear anything come out. Although certainly something's happening. There's a weird frequency that you can visually see being emitted from the Kodama, and in that moment you begin to feel the tremors that have been ever so slightly kicking in through the earth. You feel them growing much, magnifying in size before you feel a great impact from far off in the distance towards the edge of the water. Let me adjust myself.
What the fuck is going on?
And Kratos and Geralt at this time, they seem to be getting into position, and Geralt steps back while Kratos steps forward, and you could swear you could hear Geralt over the speaker. He says something along the lines of, it's like, "All right, big guy, get ready." And then as the tremors continue to grow, it is then in the very far distance, on the northern part, towards the ocean, you see a shadow at first, barely cascading over the side of one of the inlets, stretching out over the water, and then you see the creature associated with it coming down closer. And the Kodama at this point, he pulls back because he knows he needs as much distance as possible, and in comes the creature. Loud tremors explode through the ground and in every surface as a large Tarrasque appears,
Oh no.
seemingly out of nowhere. At this point, the Kodama has been trying to, almost driving it in like an air traffic controller. He's waving it on and trying to get its attention, still with his mouth open and a strange frequency emanating from him. And it's at this point, as the Tarrasque comes closer, Kratos has now started hacking the very bottom of the tower. And the tower, the bottom layer bricks start getting blasted away. As Geralt steps back even further, and he raises his hands and makes a few semantic signals with his hand as he starts to conjure magic from them. At the same time, Kodama now has turned around, and he's now skipping across the water down through the waterfront. And the Tarrasque has followed him. Tarrasque is chasing before his feet seem to slowly start to sink into the sand bed, and he sinks a little bit deeper into the water as he seems confused on why he's stuck there.
Jump on its back!
At this time, this is all cutscene mode, you guys don't get
Aw.
It is then that Kratos finishes his strikes, and the tower is now starting to lean over deeper under the shadow of the Tarrasque. And just to give you a little bit more size comparison, this is his tail and all that, you know. That's the Tarrasque. This is the Tarrasque is just to give you a small information check based on you could I don't do like an Arcana check, but it's a very basic one because Tarrasque has always been a creature of mythical proportions. It was no, it's not commonplace by anybody to have ever claimed to have seen one, and there's only believed to be the only one, which lives in the very center of the earth, deep within. So this is a very primordial being, but they are now stuck in the goo. And as Kratos makes his final blows and the tower begins to topple over, Geralt finishes his multiple signs and sends a large blast of kinetic energy into the tower, and it is then sent over into the Tarrasque's side, deep within his rib cage, apparently.
What?
So, it is here that we can begin the inside of the Tarrasque.
At Ibex, and I'm like, you were right.
Yeah, I'm starting to wish I wasn't.
Oh, still got old Hunter here. There you
Meat
go.
man?
Oh gosh.
So I want everybody to make a strength check to see if you are knocked around during the impact of the tower.
I probably would be.
Beep, boop, boop. Beep boop. Who are we missing?
Keith.
Beep. Beep, beep.
Yeah, I'm here. What do you need me to do?
Strength roll,
check.
please. See if you get knocked.
Right. Bum, 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 bum. Strength roll. Would that be under my attributes?
Ah,
Um,
just
Do I
click
click?
strength.
Click strength.
Yeah, you go into your character sheet, and then it'll say mod plus half level. Click the number there, and it'll
Okay,
roll a
thank you.
strength check. Yep.
All right. So surprisingly, Reese doesn't have the arms to hold himself up as well as Mariah, and the two are sent down throughout the tower a few floors. And already, since you two were sent down a little bit further than the rest, you two see. What you begin to believe is the creature's now punctured lung, and it's at this time. Let me open the holy bam. It is at this time that I will now read the description for the two organs that you have found yourselves in. Tyree and Keith, you can just as simply, go up towards the top of the tower and enter through the stomach with the other three. However, the tower is already being removed by the Tarrasque himself, and so you feel like you have only a few seconds to get out of the tower before it's fully removed from the Tarrasque.
What do we do?
What do we do? Yeah, so
Gotta
basically
get
you
out
guys
now.
decide if you wanted to. Cool.
Mount.
Self-preservation.
Blam, blam, blam.
Oh,
Alright.
let's go!
Also, I also want to imagine that it was like when we fell, I was over top of him, and my big breasts were just like covering his whole face.
Anime.
Perfect. So as you guys hop out of the tower, Tolmach, you going out through the bottom or the top? It's gonna get sealed off.
Oh my god, it's party 1 and party 2.
It happened.
Group 1 and group 2.
Oh my god, it
Oh
happened.
my god. Perfect. Yeah, so you guys will be able to meet up basically like immediately, but
This is so karmic, though.
yeah,
Yes.
so you can already hear a voice coming through the pyramid, and it's Geralt telling you the whole reason why you're here, and he tells you that there was a previous party that they had sent in here, and it may still even be inside this Tarrasque, as the Tarrasque is a magical creature with very strange qualities. Everybody, something to note is everybody except Mariah and BD, because they don't have passive perception 13. Everybody except those two already noticed that something is strange about the layout of the organs, and the explanation, of course, is magic. And then something else to note is that if you're trained in healing, which is BD, Ibex, and Tolomak, you are actually able to recognize. You can do a heal check to recognize what organ you are currently in, as well as the general direction to other organs.
Wait, what kind of check? Sorry.
Healing, because it's like medicinal.
Oh. What about nature? No, that won't work.
Nope, medicinal. How
You already have it. It's okay.
You need a nature 30 to know what the inside of a Tarrasque's stomach looks like.
He may have tore a couple of them open.
So instead, it's a heal check because you understand the purpose of the organ and therefore can extrapolate where you're at. Okay, well, straight out the gate, the Ibex. Well, let me read the description of the stomach, which you currently find yourselves in. Your eyes immediately start to singe the moment you enter this large, fleshy chamber. Narrow pathways of pink sinews stretch across the full 60-foot wide of the area. Avoid the pool of bubbling green acid down below, and then within the pool of acid, you watch the bleached bones of large creatures churn. Before 3 green oozes begin growing out of the sludge.
No.
No.
So let me just. Can I click on them? Sludgies! Sludgies, help! Guys, I can't click on them.
There is
Fine.
the butthole.
They're hidden and I can't make them unhit. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. Bam!
Ugh!
Bam! Bam! And then simultaneously, right across the ways, inside the lung. Oh, and also for the heal check, do you have a specific organ you would want to know the general direction to?
Because I want to base it on like where we ended up in the tower, like noticing that Mariah, and Reese fell down like that, to like kind of maybe spatially be a little bit spatially aware.
Yeah, so we'll choose general surroundings or specific location. So in this sense, it'd be general surroundings. So you can tell that you're still firmly located within the center of the Tarrasque. There's a heart somewhere to the northwest of you, a strange core or something in between all of the good bits, and then of course a northeastern lung.
Okay. I share this information with BD and Tolomak.
Yep. All right. So the description for the lung, which Keith and Ty find themselves in, this large grayish-brown organ is roughly 75 feet long, 40 feet wide. The distance between the bottom, the floor, you could say, and the top is about 15 feet. So the throbbing blue veins encircle what looks like chitinous piping, and then every few seconds the organ expands as air flies through the multiple exits in its wounds. In addition to the hole at the very far end, there's a hole to one of its side walls. There's a naturally occurring exit from which a number of veins spill and seem to lead down in multiple passages. And a thunderous pounding, not unlike a war drum, echoes down from that corridor on the far end. And that's this corridor here. Wait, let me... Oh, hold on, I'm doing a... That's this exit here where you hear the thunderous beating. And this leads into the circulatory system, which, if I just reveal it a little bit further... There is a circulatory system for the Tarrasque, and to move this through the circulatory system, you must do endurance checks, basically, to resist the current. So there's different types of ways to travel throughout the system. And then, as you guys were pulling up into the lungs, you notice Can I click on it? What the fuck? Box. Oh, I see. No, you don't see it. Shut up. 2 dire tapeworms driving through the parts of the flesh, and they start closing in on the two of you. So, this is our first and last thing to do for the session. It's just a quick little fight to get ourselves situated.
Right to go.
So, we already have all the initiatives, though, as you may remember. So we just simply need to go through the same order. So, it
Yeah, that's
starts
fine.
with Tolomac's turn. Remember that you have a standard action, a minor action, a move action, and any free actions you can do.
Let me check my character sheet real quick.
Everybody start looking at your sheets. It's all good. Just remember what you got. We're in combat. Maybe just...
I just wanted to look at my base speed. I wasn't sure what it was.
Oh. Something to notice is some of these chambers, your speed is reduced by half. The stomach is not one of them. It's so acidic that it isn't really slimy per se. It's just like fat folds almost. But many of the chambers inside the thorax are so sticky or tough to walk through that unless you do a minor check of either acrobatics or athletics, you will have half speed. But it doesn't apply for the lung and the stomach.
So 3, 4, 5. Like this guy with Ibex here.
Bum, 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 bum.
Alright.
I didn't really have him on a spot, but we can say he occupies both those squares, and yeah, you and Ibex are currently flanking him, so you get a +2 to your attacks.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I can't throw out a buff as well with Thundering Armor.
Who are you doing it on? Yourself or Connor?
On Ibex.
Oh.
So you get a additional int modifier there. Or wait, no. It's not on here.
Gains a +1 power bonus to AC.
Yeah, there
until
it
the end of
is.
the next turn.
It does quite a bit.
And then yeah, Jake, you're doing the second attack, by the way. It's just you're giving him the armor. It's like you're giving him armor and channeling through his.
Yeah, I remember how it works. I'm glad this is a good opportunity to pull it out.
Yeah. Cool. So what was it? 19 fortitude, 12 damage. God damn, that dude's you can already see the ooze shrink by a noticeable amount. You wouldn't say he's bloody per se, but he's basically bloody by that one attack. You rolled max damage on that. That was pretty good.
Nice. Good way to start it off. All right, I'll end my go.
I bet.
Yep.
You twing.
I'm going to cast as a minor Hunter's Quarry on this one. Hold on, I'm on roller setting.
Middle one?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm gonna. So I'm the nearest person to that one, so I'm gonna get a +1 to my attack roll.
Yeah, it looked like it. Or at the very least, the same.
And I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna use basic attack. So, let's see here. That's
your harrying attack. You know the one that does 2 attacks. That's just set up as a basic attack, and you just roll twice, so you can just roll that once, basically.
Oh. Okay, that's an encounter power, so I guess I could use an encounter power right off the gate. All right.
We're just using its roll modifiers because it rolls as a basic attack. But yeah, so 17. This is basically a basic attack. That's all. We're just not
Okay.
doing the stuff. So 17 versus AC obviously hits, and then you deal 8 damage into it. But with the quarrying,
I roll one more d8. Yeah.
one additional 1d8. Yep. Cool. So you do 16 damage, and you blap away the center of the mass of the ooze, and you can tell it's on its last legs, and it's bloodied. The creature is blapped and bloodied. All right, and then it was Tanner next, right?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna walk up 4 squares. And what I want to do is I want to use my encounter power passing attack, where I hit a target, I can shift the square and hit another target.
Yeah.
All right. This I might have to roll extra dice for this.
Yeah, that's all good.
All right, so that's the first attack if it would hit this guy.
Right, and then you have to do the secondary target, which will be the middle one.
Yep. So then I'll shift over and then I'll hit that guy.
Bam, and hey, you got max hit and then min
And
hit.
then Dom hit.
Yeah, right. So the first strike, it's very similar. Most of the blow goes through the first strike. You blap away, blap a part of its face away like a large puddle, and then through the second blow, it slows down on the impact and kind of almost gets eaten into the ooze, but you manage to pull it back out before you lose your weapon. And so the first attack just barely made it bloodied, so we now have 2 bloodied creatures. And with that, we could now go back over into the lung. Let's check on over what's happening inside the lung. So,
Dun, 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 dun.
what's happening with you and the dire ringworms?
Play me that music, wench.
Quick question. This is when an enemy is marked.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Marked is very ambiguous, but the debuff, it specifically says stuff like Tanner has a lot of marked stuff too, but it's basically they get a disadvantage if they attack anything else than the person that marked them. So it's kind of like, you better focus on me, bitch. I'm your predator. You're the prey. So it's kind of like that thing. And then so if a marked target tries to attack someone else while you're next to them, you could do like a opportunity attack because you're like, why you not paying attention, you bitch? So think of it in like that sense of that type of marked. But then there's also archer markings, which are a little bit different. So it depends.
Hunter's Quarry being one of them.
Yeah, it reads a little different.
Much more simple.
How do you draw that line for the feet?
It's the ruler.
Ruler.
From the left.
Ruler. Yeah.
Gruner.
So Evan, I have a question
far
about
away.
about this lung map. So are these like roots? So is there like a bottom to where we are? Like, can we fall? Like, can I knock one of the worms off? Is what I'm trying to say.
No, it's in the description I said that the chamber is about 15 feet tall. Some of whatever blood was left inside the chamber is partly drained out into the tower, so it's kind of like a murky, bloody moat. And of course, it's a very damaged lung. It's starting to gray out.
Gotcha.
Misdirected mark. 1d8. Target is marked by an ally within 5 squares. That's perfect. So Keith, he's marking that worm for you. So that makes if you get up next to him, you get all sorts of bonuses. Additional chance to hit, less chance for them to hit other shit, and then if they try to hit Mariah, you'd be able to like, hey bitch, no, and haymaker them. And that's where you get to use it.
Go hit him.
Yeah, fucking hit him.
Is Mariah's turn over?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Reese runs.
I just rum and
Hits
get
him.
to the tap. It's attention.
What would you,
Punch.
normal punch or one of your abilities?
Punch. Normal punch.
Normal punch.
How should I roll that?
It'd just be D20 plus Dex plus your. You'd roll your the fist you
My
have.
fist? Okay, cool.
But we should set up just a basic attack for like the people who would be using it.
Yeah, what do I click on to do that? Sorry.
But I think you can just do.
Or you want me to just do a D20? There was a thing to do it.
B plus 3 for your proficiency, 1 for your enhancement. So D20 plus 4 basically, and then the damage is 1d10 plus Dex mod. So 1d20.
Okay, so a 10, and then my so 10, right? Versus is
It'd be 14 because you're missing the Dex mod for the attack part. But yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So 14.
This is why
And then
obviously the powers are
versus
really
what,
up.
armor, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, I know. Wish we just had a power for just punch.
Yeah, we'll set it up. But yeah, so 14 AC hits. So go ahead and roll 1d10, and then add your 4 Dex to it, and then you also have unrelenting blows, which is like your follow-up, which is I think it deals a base something. Let's see.
Let me check real quick. I'll do the roll for that. Dun, 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 dun. It's a damn character sheet that takes so long to load.
That's part of the I think it's like, you know, us testing our RAM, so to speak, because we have so much stuff going on. Yeah, so your unrelenting blows just deals 2 plus
2
your
plus
wisdom.
my wisdom.
So
Which
basically
is
another 4. Yeah. All right.
I'm dealing 11.
Let me see. 3 plus 8.
4 plus 4.
Cool. You spanked
Bah, bah,
him,
bah.
and then you get to push him if you want. As part of unrelenting.
Sure, I'll push him back. Get back, motherfucker.
All right, cool. Turns for the monsters. Let me just do their rolls real quick. I got my dice right in front of me. That's of that. Oh shit! These guys are rolling, and they would do. Okay. So this ooze over here heads right up next to Tanner and attempts to grab him, but fails against Tanner's fortitude. And then this one just kind of steps forward and then tries to shoot Tanner in the back with a jet of acid, which does hit squarely on his back, dealing 4 damage. But your endurance helps you prevent taking additional ongoing poison damage. So thankfully, that's all the damage you'll be taking for that attack. And then the center ooze doesn't like being surrounded, so he tries to escape, and he triggers Tolemach's opportunity attack. You can't like do ranged opportunity attacks like close range, but Tolemach is using a melee weapon. So Jake, if you want to do a basic attack on that boy real quick, and while you get that ready, I'll just read out the other turns for the combatants. So this guy came up and just tried to attack Reese, specifically like wrap around his face with his like little horn things, but he just barely missed to initiate a grapple, and then this other one comes does a burrow attack and grabs Risa's feet, and in the process scrapes part of his human ankle and deals 3 damage. And then let's see here.
Just have to roll 1d8, right? I accidentally clicked the other thing. For the opportunity attack, it's just a standard attack, right?
Opportunity is a basic attack. I think that would work. It's not a big deal. We'll make sure we add basic attacks to everybody's sheets.
I made one.
That's what this helps, figure out and all that. But yeah, so we'll say that hits because I'm just looking at the modifier of 11 that you got, and that would have hit. So yeah, you just deal 8 damage plus your it's a okay, yeah, cool. And that one. Okay, he's now on his last legs. He's basically like one little wiggly bit, kind of roaming and splashing in the water. But it is back to your turn, Tolemach. Round 2.
Alright, well, I will slowly strut up to him and give him the mercy kill that he deserves.
Amen.
Got here. Okay, and with this artifice of mercy, I declare first blood in the name of our group.
Oh, humming. He's humming now.
Oh my god.
Who's getting the HP? Tanner?
Yes.
So Tanner, you get 10 temporary HP.
All right.
Yeah, he's got really good healing hummingbird darts as his daily.
Super.
Which I don't know if he should use daily as soon as he gets inside the big scary Tarrasque, but that's fine.
Look, man, I want to nerf myself, and I also want to get the first death right. Also, Tanner needs health, so.
I like it.
How much? I mean, he's 13 out of 17. He's got 11 healing surges he can use outside.
I know.
of
I wanted to use them.
No.
I plan
You're
on
perfectly
drawing
fine. You
them.
can use it for styling.
Yeah, I'm styling on them. This is just
And,
for this person down.
I didn't get to finalize it, but starting next session, I will also have the sheet for all of our roleplay points. So I've been actually kind of keeping track. You guys did really great this session, but like at the beginning of next session, you'll have the ability to use them to say use another daily power if you already used it, stuff like that, or save up for the really big stuff like custom abilities and such. But just want to make that be known. But yeah, goes without saying. Jake, if you want to describe how these darts fucking slurp up the ooze or something, by all means.
They send an electrifying current into the ooze, overloading its natural heating system and blowing it all across the wall. It's where it belongs.
That's what happened to my car.
Oh no.
That's where I was.
Stop! Bam. I'm gonna have to somehow remove my ability to move your tokens. I don't know. That's weird. All right, cool. Anything else?
Yeah, I just finished my character token, so I'm gonna send that over to you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out since we're wrapping up this session, anyways. But you're done? Is it?
Yep, that's it.
All right.
Wait, let me make a movement.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let me just.
Or if you wanted to peek down one of the passageways, there's a passageway here.
Yeah,
and
I'm
a
gonna come peek.
passageway here.
Because there's not much to look at over that way. So. Out here.
All right.
Bovine senses to take a sniff.
So just to reveal a little bit, yeah, so you look down the passageway and you can see it curving into what seems to be the largest passageway of flesh you've ever seen, obviously, but you can tell that it must be the esophagus of the creature leading up towards, the mouth and stuff.
Wow.
And it's a noticeable incline, so it takes a second traveling up. But I would suggest as a party, potentially gathering back up after you finish these 2 chambers, just to be all together. But that's so you can start fresh all together in the second session. But this is also a good time to tell you, Geralt informs you as you guys are fighting. He's like, all right, so this is the fucking deal, okay? You gotta find. Oh god. He tells you. No! Oh my god, it's out here! Yeah, so obviously it goes without saying, but right now Geralt and Kratos are kind of holding off a rampaging Tarrasque that's stuck in the mud. So you guys can get in there and do an item retrieval. But he doesn't tell you much about what you're looking for inside the beast, besides the fact that the beast itself has been spotted in locations where the horde has been appearing in mass, and so they believe that there's something about it that is causing or help causing. It's somehow connected to the horde. And to go further, he tells you the first time they sent in the adventurers had reported back that there was strange elemental energies all spread all throughout the Tarrasque, and so he tells you to try to locate the previous party that they had sent in, as well as the elemental energies that the previous party had reported in. And then he finally tells you that the other pyramid that he gave you is connected to the speaker one that you have. And what it does is you can leave behind the inactive pyramid, and it is a teleporter pyramid. So if you need to quick jump back to somewhere else in the Tarrasque, just place down that one as your base teleporting spot. And then if you get stuck at somewhere you don't wanna, you can use it to teleport everybody within 10 feet to the location of the inactive pyramid.
Very interesting. What's the utility?
And this would be a good time to tell you about our sponsor, ExpressVPN.
No, he is
I have my
streaming.
freaking turn.
No, that was Tanner's joke. That's a good one.
Yeah.
One roleplay point for Tantan. But yeah, Ibex.
All right, I'm gonna make my move action first towards my quarry, and then I'm actually going to use harrying attack. So I'll roll once against this one, and then I'll shift 3 squares, and this is to gain the +1 to the attack bonus of being closest.
Yeah, I think 22 hits. Sweet. So the first attack, as you're just running sideways, releasing 2 quarrels. The first one obliterates the middle slime. He's now dead. And then as you get to the second one, that's currently partially entangled over BD, you let out another blow, but then it doesn't kill a creature, although it does send it into basically a helpless puddle of slime. So you're basically dead. You guys are pretty done here. And this would be a wonderful time for me to introduce a mechanic that I want to help wrap up fights quickly. So in this scenario, we fucking know who's going to win. So all you guys have to do is whoever's involved in the battle. So currently it'd be you 3. To quickly wrap up a battle that you believe you have already won, you can roll a d20 with whatever modifier you want, so your best, attribute stat, and then you 3 will go up against a DC I set for however challenging the fight is left. And then what happens is, depending on how many people succeed that check, there's different outcomes. So this is a really low AC, but right now you guys will just roll Yeah, technically you could roll whatever you want. It's just whatever your highest modifier is. But not nature, actually. Sorry, that's not one of the skill checks. Your highest attribute score, I should say. So BD got a 19.
I got a 6.
Yeah, kill.
I got a rock.
Highest ability score?
Right,
Highest ability or highest skill? Okay.
but not you, Keith, because you guys are doing other shit. You guys are fighting.
Oh, we're still fighting.
We're here.
Okay, cool.
It's the wrap
I
up
heard
fights that you've already believed.
Okay, gotcha.
I got Jack. Cool. So, Jake,
I know what I'm gonna do whenever.
do a quick whoa.
Let's- or my tabs are bugging out.
If your DC is fucking 7, I'm gonna be real mad.
All right, cool. You guys beat them. No extra sustained energy injuries, and now we go back over to. Actually, technically, it's Tanner's turn. Tanner, go help your friends. Go. Technically, it's your turn, Tanner, but you're also technically out of combat, so like. It's weird. Like, those guys are in combat. You're not, but you still have to abide by their time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for the sake of their session, we're just gonna we're gonna group up and they're gonna do what they need to.
So you guys are all about to go to esophagus to get to the lung, huh? Smart idea. Get to the lung through the throat.
Let's go!
The tower, by the way, has been
Jonesy.
fully pulled out, and the wall of the Tarrasque is already starting to seal. You are now fully stuck. But yeah, so that would make it Mariah's turn.
All right. I am going to be like, you ugly worms, you deserve to be crushed, and do a vicious mockery on the one that bit or nipped.
Smack talking some worms. I'm sure that it's very effective. Alright, so target takes -2 to attack rolls. Cool. So yeah, definitely hits a little bit of damage. And that one wasn't was it full health before?
Yes.
So it's not bloody, but it's basically right next to it. They have 15 HP. But
And then I'm going to heal.
Sweet. Wah. So you use it on Keith, right?
Yes.
You're healing me?
Keith. Yeah, so you get to use one healing surge, so you're down to 7 now. You can just adjust the values by clicking on your character.
Yep,
And then you
yep.
heal. Just making sure, first time anybody's using a healing surge
Yep.
in game.
For some reason, my surges aren't adjusting, but there we go.
Technically,
good.
you could do it there or on the character sheet. And then,
Yeah.
you all done, Ty?
Yep.
Keith, your turn.
Now, with the being bit, Reese is quite upset. Reese begins to channel psionic energy into his arms, and in a burst, he releases the 5 storms.
I'm not in that burst, right?
No. You
No.
can read it. But,
You ever see Trigon, the Church of 54 Palms? That's what it looks like.
54 pounds! So this attack would kill the first one automatically, and then the
Other one
And
only
then
has like 1.
the unrelenting blow on this second one would also kill it. So
You want me to do that too, or do you want me to
no, it's dead.
do that
You
too?
killed-
It's just
you
4
killed it.
damage, right? Every time, unrelenting blow, at least for now.
Right. And then you can shift him basically. But cool. So you just killed him.
Shift him to his death.
I'm going to let you guys explore it however you want at the end of the next session. But I do
Please.
want to do one cliffhanger thing of sorts, okay? And then we're basically done for the session. This is
Please.
everything I wanted to get through. So if you two, Tyree and Keith, if you head up towards the northwestern passage of the lung, right there. If you head through that passage, you will find the very core of the Tarask. And
Oh,
as
God.
you head down, you see a creepy skitterer freak out at your presence, fly away, all screaming.
Oh my God, no!
What you believe it to be was a white blood cell.
Oh my God.
Going
I'm
this.
so
Hopefully-
happy.
Hopefully, we're not viruses to it.
And then,
Well,
as further inside, you actually notice what must be one of these elemental energies that they had mentioned. And cocooned in a sinewy, wrapping is a celestial sludge-like creature in the shape of a dragon, but it's
That's dumb.
certainly not. No, but it's certainly not just a creature. It is almost closer to say like an energy. The only thing that suggests that it's alive is actually its half-closed eyes. But as you two approach it, come on inside and say hi. Just
Can't
move
throw him
in.
around like that.
I was in my headspace. I was like, yeah, this is great. Go in. I'm like, oh shit.
Get in there. But
Right?
in the heart.
approach closer, the elemental being seems to react to your presence, and it actually wiggles enough, and it opens its vibrant, radiant eyes as it looks towards Reese,
No.
and then, seemingly because it almost has a connection with you, it removes itself from your showering and crawls up on you, and it's like, meh, meh. It's not that big. In reality, it's actually like this big.
I love it.
I would like to use my my thermovision. I want to know how warm he is.
He's quite lukewarm, like a warm.
Is it
bath.
alive? Is what I'm asking. Like, is it alive,
Oh,
or is it like a?
Of course. The way to describe it is there's like how many Ghibli creatures I could point out that are like sludgy celestial energy beings, kind of like that. But like really, think of like a super neon lava lamp, but it's like shaken up with sparkles in it.
You're just gonna
Gotcha.
let that thing fall on you?
Yeah, I have a bond with it.
It's
I
my
don't know.
friend,
Something weird about
I'm
this thing, but I
gonna
love
look at you like you're crazy and be like, I thought we were
Reese-
very similar, but I guess not.
it. Reese feels a bond with it.
And just as a general description of the core, it's basically the center of the entire being. There's multiple passages, obviously. There's a passage here leading down into a corridor that must lead somewhere, almost as a shortcut. And there's obviously however many exits. But we can get that to all of it next time. This is exactly where I wanted to leave off, and we did it in wonderful timing.
Yes.
Exactly 2 hours, actually, which
Yes.
is pretty crazy. So unless anybody had any like last minute questions about the locations, like especially because you're at the core, like there's how many?
Is that-
1, 2, 3, 4. This leads out into the blue, as you see right here, and so that's like one of the, so to speak, waterways that you'll have to like either get navigated or trapped from. And then here's another little spoiler to nibble on.
No.
It's not much. It's just literally just right here.
No,
so
not the blood cell.
So if you went even further up, that leads up towards the very top of the mouth, and then there's a left way, a right way. Basically, just if you peek down the hallway, you know. That's all I'm giving you to kind of brew over, and I can even reveal that part to get a better feel.
Is it
Oh,
too
So
much
that's the start of the
information?
turn.
Is it too much information
No.
to know if that creature is specifically bonded to Reese, or if it was just the first creature, the first thing that it saw and was like,
This was something I
His
actually
name is Marcus.
This was something I sadly didn't get to do. But specifically, I was actually going to make a specific token where that like being was wrapped around a creature that was already aligned with white. And so these are basically creatures that are not absorbing, but they're dormant and happy when they're surrounded by their color. And so that's what attracted this white one to Reese, because he is he's a white creature.
okay. I was just wondering if it was because we just
I
so
got you.
happen to be.
I didn't really
going
play up
this
the
way.
white.
So I was wondering
no.
if it was like just perfectly planned that me and Reese wound up in the heart where this creature was already going to be with Reese.
Yeah.
Or
You're like, I wanted that one. No.
no, I was just wondering. 'Cause I was like, it was like,
Don't be
jealous.
Oh.
Alright.
No, it's disgusting. Why would I
We
be?
did it.
You peeking down, just to give you guys a little bit peeking through your corridors, so you can see that
Better
there's.
stop.
That's it. That's it. Literally this. That's all I'm giving you. The rest, we're gonna fumble around next time, and then hopefully, the Tarask is really big. What you're seeing is only maybe 30%. Maybe.
When is
Probably
next?
closer
Oh,
to
I
25.
already zoomed out and was like, huh.
Yeah, but that's only the first half. This is only the top half.
What?
This is only the top half.